All right, I'm recording on there, and we are ready to go here. Let me just invite another friend in. All right, so the Berenstain's Bears new baby. And it's always exciting when you welcome a new baby into your family and household. Down a sunny dirt road, over a log bridge, up a grassy hill, deep in bear country lived a family of bears. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Small Bear. They lived in a large tree which Papa Bear had hollowed out and made into a house. How cool would that be to live in a hollowed out tree? That's a house. Oh, that would be so much fun. You know, sometimes I watch these TV shows on HGTV. It's Home and Garden Television, and I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who our friend is who's coming in. Let me just get a handle on that real quick. And friends, I'm going to ask you to put your names on your profile. Like you see how mine says Mr. Scott. If it says something like Ella or Margot or Nona or Dylan, I know it's you. But if it doesn't say that, I don't necessarily know that that is you. And I want to make sure I'm only admitting people in who, should be here. So anyhow, there's this one people, they build tree houses in trees. And I love to watch it because how cool would that be to live in like a real house, tree house. All right. So it was a very fine house. This is what it looked like inside. That is so cool. All right, and Maya's going to take the next page.
It was fun growing up in bear country, helping Papa get honey from the old bee tree, and helping Mama bring in the vegetables in from the garden.
All right, Maya will also take this page.
There were all sorts of interesting things for a small bear to do and see in bear country.
All right, so let's take a look at some of the things that they're doing here. Looks like he's chasing a butterfly, he's scuba diving, fishing, looking at a spider on a web. Oh, I love this part. In the summertime, just sitting outside and looking at the moon, flying a kite. Hey, we made kites, they're beautiful. Canoeing down a river, walking across a log. So many fun things to do, especially in the summertime. Small Bear felt good growing up in a tree, in his own room, in the snug little bed that Papa Bear had made for him when he was a baby. So you can see his bed there. That really does look snug. Okay, I'm just going to admit a friend in. There we go. Go ahead, Maya.
But one morning, it did not feel so good. Small Bear woke up with pains in his knees and aches in his legs. Small Bear, you've outgrown your little bed, said Papa Bear, as he hitched up his overalls and buttoned his shoulder straps. Today we shall go into the woods and make you a bigger one.
How many of you have ever had that happen when you realized that you outgrew your bed and you needed to get a bigger one? You might not have been old enough to remember that because you were probably 3 or 4 or 5 when that happened. But I know sometimes I fall asleep on the couch over there, maybe late at night, and it's not made for somebody my size. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, everything hurts and I feel bones creaking and stuff. It's not good. It's not good. With that, he ate his breakfast, a piping hot porridge, washed it down with a gulp of honey from the family honey pot, took up his axe, and was out the door. But Papa, called Small Bear, following after him, what will happen to my little bed? Okay, and this is like a progression of photos. It's showing these different things that they did in this order. Go ahead, Maya.
Don't worry about that, Small Bear, said Mama Bear as she closed the door after him. She smiled and patted her front, which had lately grown very big and round. You've outgrown that snug little bed just in time.
All right. So Mama Bear is getting ready to welcome a new baby. What will happen to my little bed? Small Bear asked as he caught up with Papa Bear. But Papa was sharpening his axe on the grinding stone and didn't hear. Yes, indeed, said Papa Bear. You need a bed you can stretch out in, a bed that will not give you pains in your knees and aches in your legs. He tested the axe to see if it was sharp, then headed off into the woods. Okay, so there's his little sharpening wheel. You could sometimes, it has a little pedal on it, and you can keep pumping the pedal with your foot, and that'll keep the grinding wheel going. And a grinding wheel is really just a round stone. And if you put a blade on it at the right, correct angle, it'll sharpen the blade. You could do that with a knife. You could do that with an axe. Go ahead, Maya.
What will happen to my little bed? Small Bear asked again as he caught up with Papa Bear in the woods. Papa had chopped down a tree and was splitting it into boards. We will have a new baby soon who will need that little bed, said Papa Bear as he whacked off another board. A new baby? Asked Small Bear. He hadn't noticed that Mama Bear had grown very round lately, although he had noticed it was harder and harder to sit on her lap. And it's coming soon? Yes, very soon, said Papa Bear. With a final whack, he split off the last board, which gave him enough wood to make a bigger bed for Small Bear.
All right. So, in the good old days, people made stuff. And he's making stuff using basic tools. And you can learn some stuff by looking at this. He's actually using regular tools here. He's using a saw on the next page. Then he's using I believe a plane. He's using a file. He's using this chisel. That's a file. And he's chiseling right here the little details on the bed. They made the bed a good size and took the rest of the day to chip and shave it smooth and neat. Then they carried it back to the tree up to the Small Bear's room. There's something really cool about making your own stuff. I don't know how many of you made stuff with wood, but it could be a lot of fun. You need to be safe. Make sure you use the guidance of your parents if you're ever doing that. Go ahead, Maya.
When they got there, Small Bear noticed right away that his old bed wasn't there anymore. My little bed, said Small Bear. It's already gone. You outgrew it just in time, called Mama Bear from the next room. Come and see. It was true. There was his snug little bed with a new little baby in it. Small Bear had outgrown his snug little bed just in time for his new baby sister, and now he was a big brother.
You know, I didn't really think about it, but whenever you read the Berenstain Bears, it's the boy and the girl. And this is when the girl was born, which is really, really cool. It's nice to read the book where she enters into this story. She was very little, but very lively. As Small Bear leaned over for a closer look, she popped him in the nose with a tiny fist. Pop! Said Small Bear. She has a pretty good punch for a little baby. She shouldn't have done that. She's tiny. She doesn't know. Go ahead, Maya.
That night he stretched out proudly in his bigger bed. Ah, he said, being a big brother is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. And some of you have younger brothers and sisters. And we know sometimes they could be a little bit of a pain. But at the end of the day, they're your brothers and sisters. You know, you're going to know them your whole life. And you're going to be together with them. And it's a good thing to be a good older brother and sister. They count on you for stuff. They need you for stuff. So help them out. The next morning he woke up feeling fine with no pains in his knees or aches in his legs. His nose was a little tender though. And look at his beautiful new bed. I love it. So we just went through that with my son who is just turning 11. He had his mattress on the floor, which he liked, and then he had a bunk bed over it. And he just was outgrowing that setup a little bit. So we went ahead and redid his whole bedroom, and he's so excited right now to have a like a normal bed. And the bed that we have now will fit him for until he's 18. And, you know, he's an adult. So we're pretty excited about that. It might start to feel a little tight as he's getting bigger and older. And if he's really tall, it may not work out too well for him. But right now, like, he's 11 and he has the bed that he'll have